you guys. Happy Monday. I know my Christmas tree is down. It had to happen, I guess, at some point, right? I've pretty much had it up since October, so it was inevitable. So, ready to um, really tap into jumping into the new year, I guess. I'm always late with that, right? I know I've been prepping you guys for a little bit now, but it's one of those things where you really have to be ready for it, right? And I feel like the more I'm talking to you guys about your health and your health goals this year, the more I'm really hearing about the need and want to reduce your toxic load. And a lot of you are doing cleanses, right? And some are I feel like I'm doing a lot of unlearning here for you guys, because not all cleansers are actually going to support your body, right? Certainly, and I mean, I haven't talked to you, many of you that are looking for quick fixes, probably because I'm not putting out the vibe that I'm even interested in talking about a quick fix, right? I don't talk to people about quick fixes anymore because they know if the second they even spark up a conversation with me about it, that I'm going to shut it down. I'm really not interested in helping you lose, 1,000 pounds in 5 weeks and, even creating the illusion that that's sustainable, right? Nor am I under, the illusion that I want to, help you with a lifestyle that is not going to support your body in the long term, right? And I know, as I do these education classes, I do a lot of the learning I find is just really helpful and good reminders for myself as well. So, I'm excited to talk to you guys today about cleansing yourself, but really looking at it again from a holistic perspective. So in case we haven't met, I am Delynn Miller, and I love supporting people who are struggling with their toxic load. And I know I started in one area of my life. I wanted to make over my medicine cabinet, and then it evolved into this, something that was so much bigger. But a little bit about me, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I am an entrepreneur, a health connoisseur, and I am extremely motivated to make just positive impact in the world by helping people create freedom where they don't have to rely on, what they've necessarily been taught within their lives, right? I believe that many people are settling for mediocrity when everybody deserves greatness and everybody has the potential for greatness and to feel great within their bodies. And it is my honor to help you realize your true potential so that you can actually achieve everything that you desire. So, today we're going to be talking about toxic load. But, know that this is so much more than that, right? And over the course, if you're just starting your journey with us on Proactive Essential Health, we talk a lot about, yes, the chemicals we're using and how to use awesome plants, particularly in their essential oil version. And really we talk a lot about mindset. We talk a lot about getting down to it, right? But toxicity is often the root of many evils, but most have no idea that it really lurks beneath the surface. So many of when people come to me and need support within their health, I immediately go to, okay, how can we reduce your toxic load so that your body's not constantly guessing? Okay, so whether it's the food we eat, the beauty products we use, our cleaning supplies in our home, we're exposed to a crazy amount of toxins, which our body doesn't recognize them, right? And it ultimately just wreaks havoc on our overall quality of life, to where our body's just constantly guessing, right? So your goal should be to live as nature intended, by learning how to replace toxins within your life, to, even toxins can be, down to the relationships that we have, right? So I'm actually going to post a really good blog right now on that was on the doTERRA Science blog, and it talks about specifically how to look at the toxins within your life. So, I just mentioned the doTERRA Science blog. So I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate. And I gravitated to doTERRA specifically because I learned quite quickly, just through experience, that not all oils can be created equally. Okay. And if you've used a bunch of different brands on the shelves, you'll realize from the moment you crack the lid, there's a different smell. Sometimes you get results, sometimes you don't, right? So what automatically brought me to doTERRA, number one, was their co-impact sourcing. And I won't go too much into this because we are going to have an Essential Oils 101 class on Thursday night this week. So if you want to learn really a lot about essential oils, tune into that. But for me specifically, because I'm going to be talking about some doTERRA products a little bit, because we're talking about reducing your toxic load, right? It's important to understand that where the plant is sourced from matters. Okay, so you want to get the plant from where it's indigenous to. So where it's grown and harvested, you want it to grow at the proper altitude, climate, season, soil. You need it in its indigenous form, right? And that is where doTERRA starts, right? So all of their plants are grown from where they originate, right? So I have lavender growing in my backyard. Smells great, not very therapeutic. Lavender originates from France. That's where doTERRA gets their lavender, right? The second main reason is their CTPG. Certified pure therapeutic grade is what that means. And it's really important because each oil, this ultimately just creates this standard, right? So many people say to me, is doTERRA organic? It is beyond organic. It's zero fillers, synthetics, dyes, pesticides, contaminants of any kind. Okay, so when that bottle says lavender, 100% of that bottle is lavender. Okay, whereas with other essential oil companies, what I was finding was sometimes it barely smelled like lavender, or it would say on the bottle 100% pure. But then what I realized in doing my research was that only 10% of that bottle actually had to be 100% pure in order for it to be labeled as that. Okay. Sometimes it would help with my skin irritation. Sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes the peppermint would get rid of the headache. Sometimes it wouldn't. So it was very inconsistent, right? Or it would say, keep out of reach of children, or do not take internally, or put 15 drops in your diffuser. These are, your big indicators that the bottle's not pure, right? So when I talk about quality, I mean quality, right? Because there's no point in even just entertaining anything else. So if you want to learn about essential oil effectiveness, if you want to learn about the different ways to use essential oils, how not to use essential oils, safety, all of those awesome things, please tune into the Facebook Live on Thursday night, where we will cover all the goods, and feel free to ask any questions there as well. But let's talk today about cleansing specifically. Okay, so a cleanse is ultimately just a health regimen designed to remove the toxins from your body. So we often don't realize how many toxins we're actually exposed to on a daily basis, but they have been just kind of infiltrated into our foods, our cleaning products, our beauty supplies, a number of different items that you're using every single day. Your toothpaste, everything, the water you drink, right? And I remember when it was like a light bulb went off, and I became aware of this, and I was like, holy crap, they're everywhere. It's kind of like for the germaphobe, where they see everything as a germ. I see everything as a toxin. Imagine that. However, there's a way to feel empowered with that, which is what we're going to talk about today, because I'm not here to scare the bejeebers out of you. But people all too often begin to experience negative side effects from ultimately just having toxin overload. And then they kind of go down this rabbit hole where they can't find relief because no one can figure out what is wrong with them. Or they get this diagnosis like IBS. Seriously? Yeah, my bowel is, irritated. I've crapped my pants 10 times today. I didn't need to come to the doctor for him to tell me that I have an irritated bowel, right? I hear this all the time from people. And so, just even different pains or rashes, eczema, psoriasis, all of it is your body speaking to you. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff we're going to talk about today. Obviously, no filters. I want you to filter stuff, but I'm not going to be filtered. I don't do that. So my hope and just desire for you is that you take away from this a plan, so that our time together is so that you can just start to cleanse your life. Okay, so I'm going to talk about specifically some of the things that I use from doTERRA, that it's just, some supplements and essential oils that really help provide the body with exactly what it needs in order to remove toxins while flooding your system with just fresh, easily absorbed vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and more that, they're not just there to support your body, but they're going to also just boost your immune system, jumpstart, if you are looking for weight loss, increase your energy, give you more quality of sleep. But what I love about this sort of cleansing versus many others that I've seen and have done in the past, there's no, although juicing is brilliant for you, if you have a juicer, this method of consuming other plants is unreal for your body. But with this cleanse specifically, there's no specific juices to chug, fasting, no exact meal plan that you have to follow. It's simple, it's easy, and it incorporates itself into your life versus you having to completely alter your life for it, right? So let's talk about why cleansing is important. So, ultimately, detoxification is growing increasingly popular as people are starting to really recognize that their health is being compromised by their toxic load, by the things that they are exposed to on a regular basis. So I'll go into toxic load in just a minute, but the basic premise is that your body accumulates more toxins in the modern world than its natural detoxification system, AKA your liver, your kidneys, and your lungs, can actually get rid of. Okay, so obviously humans have been around for thousands of years, but more than ever in the last 100, we've moved forward in so many ways and moved backwards in so many ways. And the ways that we are moving backwards, our natural defenses can't necessarily keep up, which is why you're seeing increased, things like cancer, diabetes, arthritis, any autoimmune disease, behavior issues, mental health issues, just even, just stressors on our body, right? So proponents of this say that, chemicals from pesticides to chlorine, bleach, ammonia, carbon monoxide, they build up over time and can eventually just cause disease, okay? And again, it's not that the diseases that I just mentioned didn't exist before, but they didn't exist at the rate that they do now. It's a bit ridiculous. And unfortunately, I feel like weekly, I'm seeing someone in my social media feed have, and I don't have that many people, I've done a big cleanup of my social media, have some sort of cancer autoimmune diagnosis, right? Which is gut-wrenching to someone like me that does this work. It's gut-wrenching to everybody, but it makes this work even more needed, right? So, there's many things that you can do to improve your health. But if you don't first clean house and make it possible for your body to live and function in that clean environment, you're not going to actually reap the total benefits from your good health choices, right? So consuming supplements that actually support and nourish your body. But if you can take those supplements, but if your digestive tract and other internal organs are all kind of gunked up with junk that's been accumulating over time, your body's not in the position to receive the benefits from your proactive steps, right? You're trying to be proactive with your health, but it might not be being absorbed properly. Does that make sense? So the key is really recognizing your toxic load, which we will start talking about now, I promise. So what is toxic load? Toxic load it's a toxin, okay? So it's any substance that causes harm to your body. So your toxic load refers to just the accumulation of all the toxins affecting your body at any given time, and the burden that it then places on your natural systems and organs, okay? So a good way to determine if your body may be inundated with toxins is if you're experiencing something that is reoccurring or that you just can't shake, okay? Those things that no matter what you try to do to support the condition or the ailment, it just keeps coming back, okay? So I talk to people all the time, head tension, rashes, acid reflux, inability to sleep, anxious, pain not due to injury, swelling, illness, just sickness. We're in January, and I already can name you a handful of families that I know that I see, posting or whatever, that have been on running antibiotics since, September, right? When the kids started back to school. So how can you, kind of counteract these things from happening? Okay. So if you're constantly getting sick, you need to check your toxic load. Okay. So toxins come from many different sources. In fact, the world around us, as we've already discussed, is just saturated with toxins, many of which we might not even be aware of. So like pathogens, chemicals, radiation are actually the three most common categories of toxins. Specifically, I'll gotta go through those. So pathogens, this means these are kind of like the microbial things such as bacteria, fungi, viruses that kind of invade our body and cause infection, disease, illness, okay? Chemicals are any natural or synthetic substance that causes harm to your body. A common examples of chemicals are, all those ingredients that are in processed foods, such as, artificial sweeteners, flavor enhancers, things like your car exhaust, cigarette smoke, solvents, plastics, pesticides, harsh cleaning products. Okay. Those things that when you breathe in, you're like you feel it, right? So we're surrounded by chemicals everywhere we go, whether it's, coming from the fabric in your couch, or, when you sit down on the carpet in your house, or the sheets that you sleep in at night. We're just exposed everywhere, unfortunately. Radiation refers to high energy particles that can cause harm to, this on a cellular level within our body and actually our DNA, okay? The most common source of radiation is sunlight. Also cell phones, microwaves, and having your Wi-Fi on all the time and constantly being surrounded by Wi-Fi, okay? And something we're doing this year within our home is I'm putting a timer on hours so that it actually shuts off at night while we're sleeping. I don't need it on anyways. And it gives our bodies a break from being exposed to it, right? Because you think even while you're sleeping, the Wi-Fi that's in your house is impacting you on a cellular level. So there's a little little tipsy on that one. So my goal with our time together is to really help you reduce your toxic load in 3 different ways. So I want to help you avoid toxic exposure. I want to support and help you support all of your defensive functions that are already within your body, and then support your elimination functions. Okay, so obviously toxins have to get out of our body somehow, so we're going to talk about that. First, let's talk, let's begin with avoiding toxic exposure, which is often difficult because, as we already covered, toxins are kind of everywhere. But becoming really mindful can go a long way, right? And I always say to people, there's things that you don't have control over, but there's your house, you 100% have control over, okay? You decide what comes into your home. That's why it's yours, right? Whether you own it or you rent it, it's yours. So this is why, again, I've chosen to, dedicate myself to teaching about things like essential oils, right? So that you can have the atmosphere that you're wanting and be proactive along the way. So for me, essential oils have had a huge effect on our environment. Diffusing them has not only empowered me to know that I'm taking control of our health, but also, allows me to set the mood, the tone within our house. Cleaning it, I'm cleaning the air as I diffuse. Even when I, buy my fruits and vegetables every week, cleaning them with lemon oil, and getting any of those chemicals that may have been rubbed off onto what I'm about to consume. Drinking lemon oil in my water, just all these different things. So specifically, I want to touch on when I'm washing my fruits and vegetables, because again, super easy way to reduce your toxic load. If you combine vinegar, baking soda, and lemon in your sink or in another dish, scrub your fruits and vegetables that way, it gets rid of pretty much vinegar, baking soda, and lemon is going to be a godsend for you if you are looking to reduce your toxic load. But remember, essential oils are very potent, so a little goes a long way, right? You just need a few drops. Our skin is the largest organ of our entire body, and it is constantly consuming everything that it touches. So unfortunately, even the harmful toxins. So doTERRA, they have an entire line of skin, hair, body products. I've taught you a ton of DIY products. If you're new to this page, if you hop on over to the group, Proactive Essential Health Essential Oil Community, and we specifically talk about essential oils, there's a ton, years worth of DIY products, and you can actually search in the search bar. If you're looking for laundry detergent, type it in. If you don't feel like tapping into your inner DIYer, doTERRA has a ton of On Guard natural cleaning products, laundry products, all those sorts of things. It's these simple things that you can incorporate into your life that will also have a huge impact on your overall health. So now, moving forward, I want to touch on how cleansing and detoxification can actually support your defensive functions. Okay, so you're going to be aware about what comes into your home, but now let's talk about how and why you need to pay attention to what comes into your home and goes into your body, because you have a genius body. Your body is brilliant. It does amazing things. And I remember being pregnant with both of my kids thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just sitting here doing my thing and my body's growing a person, right? It does crazy awesome things, right? It is fighting things in your body right now that you don't even realize that may or may not hit you, right? So the main function of our body is to detox things, right? And our body's gastrointestinal tract is the goal behind it is to absorb nutrients from the food we eat and then excrete the waste products. okay? So the body must be able to distinguish the usable substances with the harmful toxins, okay? So again, to accomplish this, the GI tract serves kind of like as your selection process, your quality control, okay? And it, strictly regulates absorption and then prevents toxins from even entering your bloodstream, your lymphatic system. Cool, right? Um, Again, to simplify this for everyone, the GI tract serves as an exit pathway for toxins, okay? The whole goal is for it to go, check, yes, this serves the body, no, get rid of it, right? So I'm gonna repeat this next part a couple times. The lack of nutrient absorption has the potential to compromise your immune system, mood, and brain function. Okay? Think about that for a second. The lack of nutrient absorption has the potential to compromise your immune system, mood, and brain function. The reason I'm repeating the statement is because many people suffer with their health and they feel crazy because they try everything and then nothing improves their situation. This very well could be a result of the nutrients that they're putting into their body, or the fact that the nutrients just aren't being absorbed. So I want you to know that it's possible. You just got to cleanse all the crap out first, right? If your gut isn't functioning well, your entire system is going to suffer. Okay, but you got to remember, your body is unreal. It's amazing, and the digestive system is a home of a few trillion bacterial cells that are collectively supporting you. Okay, this is your microflora. And the majority of the bacteria resides actually in your large intestine, but some are also found throughout the rest of the digestive tract, okay? But you have to remember, and this applies even for kids, and you think, their GI tract, it's not very old. Maybe it's 4 years old. Maybe it's, I remember Allie, my youngest, having skin issues when she was weeks old, okay? Which is what really got me on to reducing my toxic load. But friendly bacteria are those that are, there's bad bacteria and there's good bacteria. So these bacteria are the good bacteria. They assist in digestion. They prevent the growth of harmful microbes. They produce those essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. They break down the things that we consume that are, indigestible, right? Which unfortunately is a lot of the foods we eat, right? And it is crucial that the GI tract be adequately populated with as many strands of these good bacteria as possible, okay? Because more than ever, our bodies right now need the support. They need it in a big way. And there's many other lifestyle factors that can threaten the integrity of the bacterial colonies that live within you, right? So it's important to avoid or limit exposure to these threats in order to maintain awesome gut flora, okay? So physical stressors, exposure to toxins, unhealthy diet, there's traveler's exposure, antibiotics. These things can all damage the microflora or cause overgrowth of harmful strands, as well as, create an environment that has low oxygen in it, right? Which is not what you want in order for your body to thrive, okay? Which is, when you see people that are suffering with, low oxygen within their body, it doesn't just mean they're short of breath. It means every single part of their body is under stress, okay? So if the microflora population becomes compromised, it can then lead to many just health consequences, okay? So a few lifestyle factors that will threaten your microflora: traveling, can be hard on your microflora. Antibiotics, refined carbohydrates, refined sugars. Again, don't do a cleanse right now that stops you from eating carbohydrates. You just want to stop eating refined carbohydrates, okay? The breads that will stay on your counter for 3 weeks, don't eat those. They do not serve your body at all. White sugar, ditch it, right? But the sugars that are found and the carbohydrates that are found in things like apples and bananas and, you know, those things that we're supposed to be eating, really yeasty foods or mushrooms will kind of wreak havoc on your microflora. Immune suppressing drugs, artificial sweeteners, mercury fillings, decreasing enzymes in our food, and pretty much, again, going back to the fast food industry, not a lot of nutrient value, right? And even my kids had brought home from school a pack of apples. Anyways, they got dropped in the vehicle and I cleaned out my vehicle on the weekend and they were still there in fine form, which really grossed me out. So even if your kids are substituting whatever at McDonald's for the apples, there's still something on those apples that makes them last a crazy amount of time. So be aware of that. And you want to, if you're taking any acid blocking medications, rather than taking an acid blocking medication, looking at why your body's producing that much acid to begin with, right? Or what foods can you start or stop eating, or water that you need to start or stop drinking, or typically it's not stop drinking water, it's usually start drinking water. But how can you kind of prevent that from happening in the first place, okay? Now you're probably wondering, how do I know if my microflora is actually compromised? So there's many symptoms associated with unhealthy levels of beneficial microflora. And you know, if anybody wants to talk about this offline, direct message me, happy to chat about it. But I mean, you will start to, you'll know, you'll have a rash, you'll feel lethargic, you will have brain fog, you won't be able to sleep, or you'll want to sleep too much, or you'll sleep for 8 hours yet you have no energy. You have pain, you just feel like garbage, right? But again, if you're looking for solutions for this, message me, we can talk more about it individually. So I want to now tap into, you know, we've talked about controlling the chemicals that come into your home. We've talked about the power of your GI tract. And now our third area of focus is reducing toxic load. In reducing toxic load is managing exposure by optimizing your body's ability to eliminate the toxins. Okay, so our body is a crazy complex system of detoxification. So it has organs and processes that allow elimination on so many different levels. The liver, kidneys, the colon, these are all involved in the body's natural detox process. So as you know, so are our skin, our lungs, our GI tract, okay? So it's important to take the measures you need in order to support these organs and what they're supposed to do naturally, okay? So as we focus now on elimination, we must first ensure that we understand too the pathways of elimination, okay? So we're gonna talk about a super sexy topic, eliminating toxins from your body. But our body has a primary and a secondary. Look at them as chimneys, okay? So just like a fireplace has a chimney to let go of the smoke, you have a primary and secondary chimney to help remove waste from your body. Oftentimes, the primary chimneys have been neglected and or are over or under functioning. So the secondary chimney will then take over, and they call this kind of, support when it's in overload, okay? The skin is often referred to as the third kidney and is what we call a sympathetic chimney. Often moving waste that is really intended to be eliminated elsewhere, okay? And this is where, again, when you sweat or pee or whatever, if it has an unusual smell to it, know that it's your body telling you something. It's not just, oh, what did I eat, right? Any kind of even skin eruptions, irritations, or imbalances, it's telling you to look into it further, not ignore it or put a cortisone cream on it or whatever, right? If your skin has broken out in, and again, I see this all the time with eczema, psoriasis, random rashes, it is your body trying to tell you something, okay? Not mask it and ignore it, because it's just going to come out some other way, okay? With this in mind, it's so important to first focus to ensure that you have the proper flow of both the intestinal and urinary tracts, as well as lifting any unnecessary burdens from the other chimneys within your body, so that they won't kind of overexpress once you do get an increased process of detoxification. Okay, so how can you do this best? Let's talk about how you can create a better, present and future for your health, right? And the key to successful detox involves the use of the correct products at the right times, right? So I want to definitely go through these. My first, and I talk about this one all the time, are the Lifelong Vitality vitamins. Okay, so if you are looking to really support your body. And initially when I first heard about Lifelong Vitality, which is actually doTERRA's #1 selling product, okay? It has a 30-day money-back guarantee on it. So you get a 3-pack of vitamins. And this is a 30-day supply for my hubby and I. But I just thought they were multivitamins. I was like, okay, these are multivitamins. The thing is I've always taken a multivitamin, but I never felt any different. I always just took them because I was told that I had to, right? But even these were my prenatal vitamins when I was pregnant as well. You actually feel it, right? So legitimately you have nothing to lose, because if you don't feel any different within the 30 days, just send it back and get your money back, right? But I promise you will actually feel the difference. Okay. And so the Lifelong Vitality products, they have just a ton of essential nutrients, vitamins, minerals, whole food extracts, antioxidants, fatty acids, key essential oils that we talk about all the time, that need to be consumed at adequate levels, okay, in order to support our bodies. So these products are specifically designed to supplement, a typical adult diet, and correct common deficiencies within the body, okay? Combined with, a healthy diet, these will keep your body moving and doing what they need to do, okay? So I hope you realize that it truly is through the nourishment that the body will perform at its best. And this is why when I talk about that wellness pyramid, nutrition is on the bottom. Nutrition, and I mean supplementation of nutrition, because our food isn't nutrient dense, not as nutrient dense as it was, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, okay? Thousands of years ago when our bodies were created. So we need to supplement, because even if you live off of, fruits and vegetables, whole foods, then your body still needs, the food's not as nutrient dense, right? So your body needs to, deal with it. So as I said, there's 3 different supplements in here. There's the Microplex VMZ, which will actually supply your body with resources to help produce energy within your body. Then there's the Alpha CRS, which is such an awesome antioxidant resource. And it is also designed to help optimize your liver function, which is one of your chimneys, which we'll go over in just a minute. And then there's the XC Omega, which is just a super high quality source of omega 3, 6, 9, which our bodies need in order to mitigate the inflammatory response. Okay. I want to make sure that you are aware that many organs of the body have super powerful detox functions. Okay. So again, particularly the liver, the kidneys, and the colon. So supporting these organs is super important to maintaining and thinking proactively about your detox system, the function, the detox function within your body. Okay. So the liver is ultimately, it's your metabolic powerhouse. Okay, it's responsible for processing fats, proteins, carbs, and all the other nutrients into forms that are easier to use by the rest of our body. Okay, so it makes sure that that your body's absorbing everything in the right way. So this organ plays a key role in the detox of the body of just drugs and other toxins. Okay, so after metabolism in the liver, any waste products must be eliminated. Okay, so solid waste is removed through the colon and in the form of feces, and then while any nutrient dense waste is eliminated, it's absorbed into the body, or it will go through the kidneys and you'll pee it out, right? So notice the liver does not have any outside chimney. Okay, so we talked about how anything from the kidneys comes out as pee, and anything from the liver comes out, or the kidneys comes out through the colon. Okay, so you have these two chimneys, and if these two chimneys are unable to kind of partner and act sufficiently with the liver, it'll find other exit points. And as I said, this is where it manifests itself, typically through the skin. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a handful of products that will be super helpful for this, and I know that they've been really helpful to help with us detoxing on a regular basis. So let me just look here. I got my water. There we go. Everything's hiding behind here. So let's first talk about Zendocrine. So Zendocrine, it comes in the essential oil, but it also comes in a complex, like in a capsule, and it's a blend of whole food extracts, enzyme, kind of an enzyme delivery system that supports healthy cleansing and filtering functions for the liver, kidneys, colon, lungs, and skin. All of your chimneys, right? Primary benefits of it are to support healthy cleansing and filtering functions of the liver, kidney, colon, lungs, and skin, as well as support of normal self-detox functions of the cleansing organs. So that's specifically, and I have added it to my morning capsule and for this purpose, okay? So I take it every single morning. It also comes in a soft gel that is really easy to take as well. But this blend has tangerine, rosemary, geranium, juniper berry, cilantro. And again, it's designed just to cleanse the body of your toxins, the free radicals that ultimately will just slow your body down, right? Leaving you feeling heavy and weighted. So this is where you have the properties to support a healthy liver function, right? So you've got rosemary, cilantro, and juniper berry. They're the detoxifying oils, plants that are going to help the liver. And then you have tangerine and geranium that have purifying effects against unwanted substances within your body. So Xenocrin soft gels, the essential oil, the complex, is definitely something that you want to work into your daily with your lifelong vitality vitamins. Ideally, it's to do, I mean, reducing your toxic load in general. Like I said, you want the body to stop guessing all the time. Okay. So if again, but you got to clean it out first before it can then absorb all the goods that you're going to start consuming or surrounding yourself with, right? Next, I want to talk about Terrazyme. So Terrazyme is one of my BFFs right now. It is such an important piece of everybody's life. It's kind of like probiotics, right? And we'll talk more about probiotics in just a sec. But Terrazyme is digestive enzymes. So it's the digestive enzyme complex. And it actually contains a unique blend of active whole food enzymes, mineral cofactors that are often deficient from cooked, processed foods, which is pretty much what's surrounding us. So these ingredients aid in digestion and support just overall health and your GI tract. Okay. So enzymes are super special substances that help catalyze your biochemical reactions. Okay. So they help just support you, right? As your body's trying to process everything. So they're crucial in the entire process, right? From entry to exit. So fresh and raw foods naturally contain sufficient enzymes for proper digestion. However, when they're cooked or processed, these naturally occurring enzymes are destroyed in the process. So through things like pasteurization, sterilization, radiation, preservation, freezing, microwaving, which is, again, the bulk of our food, it alters their structure, okay? And they become ultimately useless to the body. They'll fill us up, they'll give us a little bit of energy, but they are not serving our body very well. And I've been, and I've kind of talked about this journey that I've been on since the summer, and it was literally like overnight, all of a sudden foods that and I'm a clean eater, but I developed an intolerance, a sensitivity, specifically to gluten overnight. I kid you not, literally overnight. It was like my body just said, done. I'm done with trying to process this stuff. And now that I've eliminated it from my system, the other night I went to have, because I'm also eliminating all dairy and eggs to try to figure all this out. So I've been kind of treating myself like a vegan, right? No eggs, no cheese. And I had vegan pizza the other night, but I forgot to say gluten-free vegan pizza. And I had, within 15 minutes of eating it, I was a hot mess. So it's super interesting, right? The way your body, responds to you. Okay. So we can reduce the internal demand and production of our digestive enzymes in our body by increasing the amounts of fresh and raw foods in our diet. Some experts actually suggest a healthy diet should include at least 60% of your food nutrients coming from fresh, raw foods. So a good goal, but not, always available in our modern lifestyles, is to always kind of have those on hand. And this is why, I'm a huge advocate for meal prep. I get all my groceries on a Thursday, and all of the vegetables are thrown in the sink with my lemon, my baking soda, and my vinegar, scrubbed down, cut up. It takes me probably 30 minutes, I guess. And then I have a huge Tupperware, like it's massive. It takes up a whole side of my fridge. And I keep it in there. And it's always just, it's a mix of whatever: celery, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, radishes, whatever I bought, right? And my kids know, and I always remember growing up, there was always, a meat, a starch, and a vegetable, right? And everything was always cooked. And sometimes I do cook our vegetables, or I'll steam them. But for the most part, like if you came to our house for supper, you would see either, a huge like salad, like vegetables taking up 50% of our plate, or it's, here's the main dish. Tonight I'm making spinach lasagna, gluten-free noodles. And so we'll have that. And then I just bring up my big Tupperware bin and put it out in the middle of the table. And my kids know they have to have, I don't care what you grab out of there, but you grab at least 5 things. 5 things as they've gotten older. Now it's 5 things, right? But even, initially, even just last year, it was grab 3 things, right? We've progressed now up to 5. And they just know that that's the way it is, right? But we eat our vegetables raw as often as possible, so that we can keep all the nutrients in, okay? But Terrazyme is an excellent daily supplement and really makes a great partner specifically. And we're going to be starting a 30-day cleanse coming up in February, and even join we have a group next week. It's a private group. Again, it's called Master Your Metabolism. And again, we'll kind of dive into these, but we're going to be really taking a deep dive into a lot of these conversations. Okay. But Terrazyme is specifically the one that you take within the first 10 days prior to the introduction of the other components of the cleanse, because it makes sure that the flow of the GI tract is in kind of proper working order. So, because it's your primary chimney, right, to get rid of toxins. So again, it's recommended 1 to 3 capsules with meals every day. So I take it specifically morning and night is when I take, not bedtime, but like those kind of meals. And it's done amazing things to help support my GI tract while I was trying to figure out what the heck I'm all of a sudden intolerant to. Okay. Again, highly recommend this one. Okay. So Terrazyme, it's available in the Canadian warehouse now too. Another one is DDR Prime. Okay. So DDR Prime is the cellular complex. So we obviously, not only are we made up of, trillions of bacteria, but we have trillions of cells within our body, okay? And the oils that are in this are designed for cellular renewal, okay? So if you completely started, eating clean, moving your body, reducing your toxic load, all of your stuff is going to turn over within a year, and you're going to feel like a completely different person, okay? It's going to take a year, but you're going to feel awesome. But in this, it has frankincense, which I obviously talk about all the time, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, summer savory, clove, and neroli. All these essential oils, and studies have actually shown that it promotes a healthy response to free radicals while also supporting healthy cellular function. So DDR soft gels are super easy to swallow. They're not very big, and they're a really easy and convenient way. You can also get the essential oil, just like with Zendocrine. You can get the complex, you can get the oil and make your own capsules, whatever works for you. But again, it promotes a healthy response to free radicals, all the benefits, super easy, obviously, to swallow with these ones, and protects your body and cells against those stressors, okay? I feel like, as much as we need to, talk about, before we get into some other things, I want to talk about, kind of the unclogging process. Okay. So as a part of, a requisite body functions of, eating, breathing, and just coming in contact with your skin, our bodies are just exposed to a number of toxins, and just different pathogens in the air. Okay. So one of the primary functions of vital organs is to act as protective filters against harmful agents. So the largest organ of our body is the skin, okay? And it has such an important job, and it's primarily to protect the rest of our bodies against toxic exposure and infection, okay? The lungs help filter the air we breathe from particles and pollutants. The GI tract from the stomach to the colon of the large intestine, they are, as we already talked about, doing significant cleansing and filtering of toxins that enter our body that we're eating. If toxins make their way past those organs, as their first line of defense, you've got backup organs like your kidneys and your liver that perform additional filtering functions to rid the body of chemicals and pathogens, okay? So the body's filtering and waste management system is quite capable of managing a certain amount of exposure to toxic influencers. But again, the world that we live in now, from environmental pollutants to, again, the harmful chemicals that we actually pay for and bring into our house. Does that even make sense? However, been there, done that. We do it, but our bodies are, even to the foods that we eat. And again, there's people that pay for McDonald's every day. They pay for it. They pay to, make their bodies feel that way, right? I'll never quite understand it. But just like a car filter or a furnace or a coffee machine, okay, everything gets clogged over time, and your body's filtering organs, they become clogged too. And healthy organs have the capacity to clean or unclog themselves under normal conditions, but many, when you're constantly exposed over and over and over again, your liver, your kidneys, your colon, your lungs, your skin, when overexposure happens and the buildup of toxicity happens, this is when you start to get shut down, okay? So supporting healthy cleansing and filtering functions of these organs begins first by limiting the exposure to the environmental toxins we breathe. So ditch the candles and the plugins and room sprays. I swear in university I relied on Febreze, but I whatever, it is what it is. Moving forward, not no mo. Hydrating frequently, so drinking. I posted this morning, last night, I don't remember, an awesome chart so that you guys can see based on your body weight how much water you should be drinking in a day, right? So I have a 1 liter bottle here. I know for me, I have to drink at least 2 of these a day. I usually end up drinking 3 of these in a day. I chug one of them before I even do anything in the morning. So like I fill this entire thing with lemon water. Very first thing when I'm, waking up, filling my diffusers, chug one of those things, right? So I know I got 1 in by 6 a.m., right? But making sure that you're properly hydrated and supporting your body that way as well. Next, I want to talk about, and I don't have a bottle of them, they're in my dispenser already, GX Assist, okay? So GX Assist is a bottle of awesomeness that is specifically for GI cleansing, okay? So it's kind of, it's definitely a partner in the entire system, but it's a blend of caprylic acid and there's 6 essential oils in it. So caprylic acid is, it's a unique 8 carbon fatty acids with, one sec. Oh. want to, I'm going to start up your time. It's okay. Edward, stop. Come here. Okay, you're doing Facebook Live with me. Hi everyone, I'm back. So it's the GX Assist is actually, it contains, it's about, it's 195 milligrams, but it has oregano, tea tree, lemon, lemongrass, peppermint, and thyme. And I mean, obviously we know that the chemistry of these oils specifically includes just a variety of, phenol, alcohol, aldehyde type of, constituents in them. So definitely recommend having, one of those a day is what I work into. And we already talked about Zendocrine and how, and again, tangerine, juniper berry, cilantro, geranium, rosemary, this is what this bad boy is made up of. And I take it in my capsule every morning with frankincense, On Guard, copaiba. What else do I take in the morning? Turmeric. My list keeps getting bigger and bigger. I have a full capsule every morning. And I want to make sure that I touch on Smart and Sassy, or it's called Slim and Sassy if you buy it through the American Warehouse. But it is the metabolic blend, and it is designed to help control your appetite while also boost your metabolism. So it also helps to manage your toxic load that is stored in the fatty tissues of your body, okay? So, and if you're on and most people are right now, on a weight loss journey, they are looking to reduce that, okay? So there's many toxins that are fat soluble, okay? So the body has to deal with these toxins, and then the liver plays a huge role. Often there's excessive amounts of toxins to deal with, and as part of the body's natural immune response, these toxins are moved in as fatty tissue, which is why so many people struggle with weight loss this day and age as well, because we are constantly surrounded by toxins. Is it starting to make sense for you? So storing toxins in this way is, it's your body's way to protect, right? It's trying to protect itself. I know some of you don't appreciate that level of protection. However, that's all your smart body's trying to do. So when this occurs, it's difficult to lose fat because of the role that it actually is playing with your immune function. Okay, it's trying to support and cushion your body. So this is why I love the Smart and Sassy or Slim and Sassy blend. It has grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, cinnamon, and the unique chemistry of all of them together, again, will help boost your metabolism. And even because there's citrus oils in here, I don't apply it topically during the summer. However, during the winter, I am like, it's in my lotion. I love it. I'll take a whole bottle and just dump it into a thing of lotion. The last thing I want to talk about is probiotics. So probiotics, whether it is the adult version, the PB Assist, or whether it is the kids version, the PB Junior, after we wipe out all of the stuff that is in our gut, right, and cleanse it out, we then need to make sure that we go back in and replace the good bacteria. And so many people I talk to that say, oh, I have to be on probiotics when I'm on an antibiotic. Yes, but you should be on a probiotic all the time as well. So cleansing in a natural way to restore and maintain, that healthy microflora that we talked about, by, simply changing the terrain that you're working with, right? So we talked about the supplements already: Terrazyme, Zendocrine, GX Assist. These are going to help remove toxins from the digestive system. And then you have your PB Assist that reestablishes that healthy microflora, which is then going to improve your long-term gut health. Okay, so I've done this cleanse the last 2 years, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again. But again, I always push it over into February. But again, PB Assist is a blend. It has the prebiotics and the probiotics in it. The probiotics are living organics that live in the gastrointestinal tract and are known just to provide a ton of health benefits, right? Probiotics are they're ingestible, and they thrive if they are in the right environment as well. Okay, so what I love most about these PB Assists is they are double encapsulated. Okay, so they have a short-term and long-term kind of fiber delivery system to them. So because when your probiotic first hits your stomach, it's going to dissolve that first layer, which will give you the probiotics in your gut. But then that second layer is dissolved because your gut is from entry to exit, right? Like what we talked about. And the entire thing needs to be supported. So huge benefits. You just want to make sure that you are on a good quality probiotic, okay? And that everything is first cleansed out initially. So there is an entire cleanse and restore kit that you can get that has all of these in it. If that is something that you are wanting to get up until tomorrow, you can still get a free frankincense with it as well. But I would make it a habit of doing this at least once or twice a year. Again, I'm more of a February, September kind of gal. But there I'll post the visual that allows you to kind of see, when you take the GX Assist, when you take the PB Assist, the Terrazyme, the Zendocrine, the Smart and Sassy. If you don't have your wholesale account yet, message me. We'll get you hooked up with that. And I just want to thank you guys for joining today. Obviously my life has been just dramatically changed, altered since I really started incorporating these into my life. And, I've really made it my responsibility to share about this health movement. Okay. So if you need to get started, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions or want to talk specifically about your needs, your journey, please reach out. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. See you next week. Bye.